Hello again and welcome to construction 3 of 6, angle bisectors. Now a bisector is a segment, ray, or line that chops an angle in half. Alright, so today we're going to be working on bisecting angle B here. Alright, so the first step, unlike the previous two construction, is not going to be to draw a ray. So we are immediately going to start off with our compass here. So here we have our compass. We are going to take the center of our compass, of course the pointy end, and we are going to put it on vertex B of our angle. Okay, so once we have that down, like we did with the previous construction, we are just going to swing an arc that is long enough so that it will intersect with both rays of angle B. And here we have step 1. So step 1 here is pretty much exactly the same as step 3 from the previous construction. Placing the center of our compass on the vertex and swinging an arc just long enough so it will intersect with both rays of the angle. Okay, so now step 2 is where it gets a little bit different, so pay close attention. I'm still going to be taking my compass and placing it on one of the intersections between the ray and the arc that we've just created. Okay? So this time, I'm not going to be measuring the length of this arc. All I want to do is extend the length of the compass at least halfway across this arc. Right? So I don't have to measure it out exactly. It does not have to be exact. All I care about is that it is at least halfway across this angle. All right, see how that's at least halfway? Right? If I were to do this, clearly not at least halfway. All right, so something like this would be fine. Okay? So once I have that, I'm just going to make a small arc up here. Right? Doesn't have to intersect with anything. We'll soon see the purpose of this after we complete step 3, but I'm just going to create that small arc up there. All right? So there we have step 2. So for step 3, it is literally the exact same thing as step 2, except for we're going to go from the other arc. So I'm going to flip the compass around. I'm going to place the center at the other intersection between the arc from step 1 and the arc and the original ray, rather. So here I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm just going to swing an arc here. And now we notice, right, that these two arcs intersect at a single point. Okay? So this intersection is actually going to be pivotal for finding the bisector of angle B here. Okay, so step 3 is just to repeat step 2, but from the other ray of angle B. And now finally we're ready for the fourth and final step, right? And that is just to use a straight edge to draw a ray connecting B and the intersection of these two arcs right here. Okay, so I'm going to use a tool on the smartboard. You are going to be using a straight edge or a ruler to create this ray. So here we have the completed angle bisector. Notice that the ray that we have just created bisects angle B into two congruent angles. So this angle right here should be equivalent or congruent to this angle right here. Okay, so this is a 4-step process. Step 1 is very similar to what we've done from previous constructions. Step 2 is an area where we could run into a little bit of confusion, so pay close attention to step 2. Step 3 and step 2 are the same, and step 4 is trivial. Okay, so as promised, this is a little less detailed than the previous construction, the angle, copying an angle rather. All right, so follow these 4 steps and try bisecting an angle on your own. So as was the case with previous problems, I want you to draw an example or something similar to angle S on your paper. All right, notice that angle S is an obtuse angle. All right, the process for bisecting an obtuse angle is exactly the same as the process we use to bisect angle B. Take a few minutes, follow those 4 steps, and try this one on your own.